This is Brad Nein, and I'm Tormenta Strong.
And I'm Chava, and I'm Tormenta Strong.
Thrilled to have Chava on today, my main man. Here we go, Mr. Hilton Head, ready to make it happen. He's been my guy for 10 years now, running goalkeepers on Hilton Head and coaching teams and directing this and directing that and just making it run smooth for everybody over in the Hilton Head area. Just huge props for Chava and everything he does. Chava, give me a little update about kind of what you do at Tormenta now.
So right now, I'm currently the assistant director in Hilton Head, with Miguel. Excited with everything that had been going on before all this happened, but having Miguel on the team, it really it has really allowed me to expand my knowledge and just learning. It's good.
Man, and you're such a relationship guy. Everybody I talk to, every time there's a picture of you on Facebook or Instagram, or they're just like, oh, Chava, we love him. We want him to be what he did. He does such a good job. How do you, just starting off this conversation, because I eventually want it to be about you and kind of how you grew up and where you came from and your whole soccer journey and how you became a coach. But you get these relationships going in such a good direction with everybody, and everybody can tell how much you care. What are some trade secrets or tips you might have for people that can create such amazing relationships?
The biggest thing I'd say is that you just have to show that you care, and when you do care, it just comes easy to you. And I think to me, I was very fortunate because my dad, he was just such a big influence for me, and he's just such a positive guy, always in a good mood, always asking questions, always asking about your day. And I feel like I do this at practice. Every time I see the kids, always with a smile, always at making sure they had a good day, asking how their day went. And obviously, once it's time to work, then we get to work. But just showing these guys that we care about them, man. I think that when you show people that you care, it just makes it easier on everybody. So
yeah, man. And then you can really tell because everyone's got a story about you when you coach their kid from Hilton Head. Even the Savannah people know who you are.
Oh yeah.
and they're loving you, and I can tell how much you care just by the amount of effort you put forth during training, pre-game, during the game, halftime, post-game. I mean, your team doesn't usually lose big time, but if they ever were to, or if they were able to win big time, I can't even tell what the score was coming off because of your positive vibe.
Well, I appreciate the kind words, Brad. And I mean, it's never really about winning or losing, man. It's making sure these guys are having a good time, making sure they're having fun. Sometimes, even ourselves, we forget that this is about them, and it should be fun. So just making sure that they always have a good time, making sure these guys are always smiling. I think that's always a good start. So.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I know you grew up for a lot of your life on Hilton Head. You were a star at Hilton Head High, I believe, setting records in the goal and all that good stuff. But tell me about Chava. Where does Chava's story start? Comic book number one. Here, tell me what this guy is all about. How did we?
So the biggest thing that anybody would tell you about me would be Costa Rica. Okay. I'm very proud of where I'm from. I was born in Costa Rica. I came here when I was 10 years old. I was very fortunate to grow up here in Hilton. Hilton is really nice, man. You have the beach. You have so many things here in Hilton.
Java, hold on. We got 10 years in Costa Rica we got to talk about. So.
Oh man.
Tell me, I know we had the snow game a couple years back where the U.S. got lucky and popped one in the snow in Colorado, but way before that, when Chava was 4 years old, what was this guy doing? How did you play soccer over there? What did that look like?
Oh man, I mean, being from Latin America, soccer is gonna be the king. So I do remember like every time I could, like after school, I remember Fridays was like a big deal. We always had like in our class, we had like always like Fridays. See you guys on Friday, we're gonna have a big game Friday. So like my dad, like I said, going back to my dad, he was a big influence because he never played professionally, but he was always like involved in like Sunday league and like very involved in the soccer, the local team that we follow at the time, which is called Liga Deportiva La Jolense. That's my team in Costa Rica. I haven't won in a few years, but it's all good. We're gonna win. I think this year was gonna be the year, but
Now there's got to be a
But
kid from Hilton Head that you send there that scores the game-winning goal at some point in the history.
hopefully, man, like that's the plan. That's the plan. But yeah, like just always being just being around soccer, and then like like my position as a player was goalkeeper. So I think one of the biggest things that was like, man, like I love this. Like I want to be a professional soccer player. Like this guy is like my idol. I was a kid, and my dad, like he used to take me to like matches on Sundays to the stadium and whatnot. And there was this one goalkeeper that I really, really liked. His name, you know, this is actually really funny. He was American, but he lived. Turns out my dad ended up knowing this guy through like one of his friends from work. And then I ended up meeting this guy right out of the game once. So I think that moment in particular had a lot of a big influence on my goalkeeping, because ever after that, it was just like, man, let's go take some shots. Man, I want to play in goal. I want to be a keeper.
No, that's incredible, man. And you remember that from that young age. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, you were a keeper over there. Did you play on a team growing up, or was it just kind of pick up?
Yeah, we had like a little team in you know, the little town they lived in. You know, we used to go play locally. Nothing crazy, nothing compared to like stuff that we do out here.
Right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, always playing, like being like at school or being with that little team. Yeah, just always playing.
So then around 10, you end up in Hilton Head straight away?
Yeah, Hilton Head, yeah.
Nice. So you get there, you're like in third grade. Are you like the ball out kid for soccer, or like what's going on?
So, not really, not right away, because like, I was kind of like the chunky guy. So, I always got picked last. But it all started changing, and like after they got to see me play. We did I did grow up playing here locally at the club that that we had at the time. I can't remember the Hilton Head Soccer Club, I think.
Yeah.
I had my coach that to this day I still remember, and like he also had a very big influence on me. His name was Claudio Di Bartolomeo. He was the coach at the time when I got here, and then he got me involved. He used to this guy was amazing. Like he used to give us he used to give us rides. He used to make sure hey, make sure at the games, do you bring money to eat after the game? Like amazing guy. One time in particular, I remember this guy. We won state, but it was just classic.
Yeah.
We won state and we only got like a medal. And I remember this guy went out of his way, and he bought everybody like a trophy with our name on it and say state champions. And we were over the roof with that. Like it was amazing. So we're talking like when I was like 12, 13 years old, and I still remember that. So
were you the goalie then?
Yeah, I was a goalie, and I also play in the field too. So
he shaped you, he shaped you for what you've become as a coach as well.
Yeah, he really had a lot of big influence on me. Really positive guy. He was Italian, so he was just always I'm sure he was always saying funny stuff in Italian. But amazing guy. He really showed us that he cared. And again, we go back to that. Just showing that you care really goes a long way.
Did he have you for a bunch of years, or were you?
Yeah, we played literally all those guys and myself. It was the same group that we played together in high school too. So obviously as we grew older, he stayed back, and unfortunately he's not around anymore.
Oh, man.
But yeah, that was a long time ago. But like, yeah, we all those guys, we stayed together and stuff, and yeah, man, like they're same group from like a really long time. So
Yeah, so we're talking 12 or 13. That's middle school age. You find yourself at Hilton Head High, and
man, hi.
are you like, you go in and you're the goalie, or are you like, where do you find yourself in this mix of Chava's soccer journey?
So I played in the field for 2 years, which was my sophomore and junior year. I played in the field. In my freshman and senior year, I played in goal. And the reason because of that was because, like, on my 10th grade, we needed a striker. So I was like, man, you know what, man, I'll do it. You know what? And I actually turned out I did pretty good because they called me on for the playoffs with a varsity team that year. And then after that, the next year, my junior year, I did play again in the field. There was a guy, amazing guy, Mike McCallion. He taught me a lot about goalkeeping.
Yeah.
He ended up going to Winthrop University, so like he was a big time goalie. So like after he graduated, I got to start, and like I mean, we did pretty good. We got I believe it was all the way to quarterfinals in the state. But yeah, 2 years in goal, 2 years in the field.
That's awesome, man. And who was coaching Hilton Head High at the time? Because I know I did one of these with Miguel. I don't know where Miguel comes into play. I think you're a little bit older than Miguel. But,
yeah, I'm a little. Yeah.
But does he start looking up to you, or are you guys in the same?
Yeah, no, I think Miguel was in high school when I graduated. I think I'm like, but my coach, when I was in high school, I had like 3 different coaches. One of them, actually, I still stay in touch with him. Coach Woodring, and the two other guys, Coach Pumarejo, he was a good coach. And then on my senior year, we had like one guy that like amazing guy. His name was John Kerr.
Yeah.
This guy, he was Scottish. He played professional soccer in Mexico. He played with America.
Wow.
He played in the New York Cosmos and stuff. Like he had pictures with Pelé. Like so like we felt like we were like in a professional team, professional environment. So like I mean like, and like one thing I remember about John Kerr is that like every time after we won a game or like we had like a tough week or something, like, and there were like Champions League games going on, he used to take us to a restaurant and be like, all right guys, this is gonna be today's practice, just watch the game. You know, like, and just enjoy it. So I remember that was really cool. He used to do that all the time too.
No, you should look him up and see where he's at now.
Yeah.
Tell him how meaningful he was. Like, you know, whenever I hear back from a player that I coached or a coach that I mentored or something, and you hear back like 10 years later and they give you a quick thanks, or you get on a phone call, it's just so meaningful. And I know for other people, it's the same type of feeling. And, you know, if he meant a lot to you, like, get in there and tell him that. That would be really cool.
I would certainly look at Coach Kerr up, because like that is definitely a good idea. Yeah. Funny guy too.
But it'll be amazing for you, because when you have you know, a kid you work with when they were 10 and they come out and they're like 21, and you know, maybe they're playing for a team, or maybe they're just at college, or maybe they have a job, and they email you or call you back and say how meaningful something was, that when they were a little kid, man, it really hits you right in the heart.
I will certainly hope so, that one day, like, these kids, like, they look back and they're like, man, like, Coach Shaw was a really cool coach, man. Like he really helped me out. I hope someday I am this guy too. You know, I can be that influence to someone. You know, like I feel like I will be. I have a really good relationship with the kids that we have.
Yeah, I think you will.
And the parents. So like, you know, like and the parents, you know, they trust me a lot, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, it's really amazing what you've created with the teams that you work with and the individual kids. Now you've so you're in high school. You're coming out of high school. What's going on? Will you get a job? Were you playing soccer?
Yeah, you know, I played locally, you know, nothing crazy. I did not get the chance to play in college. I was not that amazing. Or you know, at least, you know, now that I look back, I just didn't have the right training, man. Like I feel like if I would have done something like what we have going on now,
Sure.
it really would have made a big difference. It could have been like a big like a difference maker on that. But yeah, no, I just started working, and then that's right around the time where I met Miguel, and then one time I remember like Miguel said, "Hey man, like I just started doing this for a job," and I was like, "What is it?" He's like, "Oh, I started coaching," and I was like, "Man, that's not like a real job." He's like, "Dude, it is." And like, I mean, look where we're at now. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so yeah. That's how it all started. Actually, like Miguel was like, "Hey man, you want to come out just part time? Twice a week, games on Saturdays." And I was like, "Dude, I'll try it." And I mean, it ended up being like what I love doing. So very very thankful for that.
Yeah, like I miss it so much right now. Like these.
Oh my god.
6 weeks, man, it's just like I just want to be on the field with a group, seeing them develop, watching games. It's so hard to keep watching replays of EPL games or Champions League games. Or the only thing that excites me now is Sunday night with the Michael Jordan show on ESPN at this point.
Man, I'm on the same boat. I've been watching like reruns of Champions League games on YouTube, like at least like 3 times a week. Yeah. So just the other day, I saw Liverpool beat Barcelona 4-0 to make it. So
you gotta pick them to watch, right?
Yeah, no, I definitely been catching up my soccer. Yeah. So
I got a good one here for you, Chava. With all your relationship building and everything, what's something that stands out to you as being a memorable moment in your coaching, or something that you'll always remember? Whether it's during soccer or after the game or before the game, or maybe it was when you were a player, or give us something exciting, like a really cool story.
Like, I mean, like so many things come to mind right now.
Give me a couple of them, because I'd love to hear them.
And but I'm gonna go with the coaching ones, just because like those are the ones that like have been like really like, and like the biggest one, the one that I like stands out the most. True story, I was there. So it was like 2 years ago. It was the Charleston Cup. I had my 07 black, my Hilton head.
Oh yeah, the 07 boys. Huh?
Yeah, and then so I remember, and the day before the final, the game that qualified us to the final, it was against the 07 black Savannah. So like, so we always had this little rivalry, man. Like, they had IO and like so many great players, and so it always was really competitive. And that time, we ended up winning in PKs. I love those guys. So we ended up winning on PKs, and we got to the final. And then, true story. So we were losing 3-1. Here goes Connor Sheeran. Like, we get a PK, and I'm like, Connor, you take it. And then he goes in, and he took it, and it was 3-2. So like, I was like, all right, cool. Like, we're gonna lose 3-2. Seems pretty close. Seems pretty fair. I was like, cool. Last play of the game, Brandon grabs the ball, the goalie grabs the ball, he sends it forward, and I'm like, dude, you send it, Brandon, you send it. So he punts the ball, which we never do. He sends the ball forward, and somehow like Timmy ends up getting the ball. Timmy cuts once, cuts twice, and as Timmy's falling, like he just kicks the ball just like perfectly. I mean, like, from where I was standing, I just remember seeing like the line of the ball, just like on a perfect spiral, just going in, upper 90. Like, I mean, like everybody starts going crazy. It was amazing. I mean, like the parents were going nuts. The kids started crying because they were so happy, man. Like, it was awesome.
I can feel the emotion here, Java.
Oh man, like I remember, like I tell the kids all the time too. Like I was like, oh, you guys remember that game in Charleston? That like last minute of the game, because I don't really get to see these guys anymore. Like they're obviously move on to select, and I mainly work with academy kids. But yeah, man, like that team, like I'll always have a very special place in my heart.
Did you guys pull it out? Was that the game winner?
Well, so we ended up losing in PKs.
Oh, just to get there though.
But
Yeah.
but like I mean, just that moment, like that goal in the last play of the game, just to take us over to overtime. It was amazing. And then I mean, like next season, we turned right back around. We went to Florida and we won the Florida Elite tournament. So like these guys were always playing very competitive games.
They balled out. They took after you.
Yeah, great kids, great parents. And I mean, like, that's just one story. I have so many stories. I mean, like, we can sit here all night and just talk about, like, memorable times with, like, our teams.
Man, I love
yeah.
Right now, we're in the coronavirus, and, you know, team training has stopped. We're sending out emails to players, and some people are training on their own, and some people might be doing some one-on-ones. What kind of tips do you got, Chava, to, you know, some kids can take at home and, you know, just can help them, whether it's, you know, in their family life or doing schoolwork or in their soccer time? Because this is something I've never dealt with. I never dealt with as a child. I would always just go to the field, and I know you never dealt with it. But
yeah,
you know, words of wisdom that can, you know, maybe help somebody out.
I mean, yeah. The best thing that I would recommend anybody right now would be to just remain calm and just be cool right now. Because, like, the worst thing that anybody can do in any situation is to freak out and just start going crazy and, like, just start making irrational decisions. So the best thing anybody can do right now is just relax. I mean, if you have to be home for, like, you know, if you have to stay home, just stay home. The kids, I mean, they obviously can be doing something on the ball. I would highly recommend, like, fast footwork, juggling, and I mean, if you somehow outside the house or anywhere, like somewhere where you can, maybe in a garage or maybe like somewhere where you can have like a wall, you can literally work on passing. You know, like ideally a brick wall, not inside the house. Don't do it on a drywall, because you're just gonna get me in trouble. So do it on a brick wall. So definitely work on the passing on that. And I mean, there's tons of stuff you can do. Like, I mean, like, you know, like with 2 cones, you know, can literally work around the cones on your footwork, ball. But definitely juggling, definitely working fast footwork. Definitely stay active, period. Definitely stay active. Don't just sit on the couch playing FIFA. You're not going to get anything out of FIFA. Just stay busy, do your homework, eat your veggies, and do your fast footwork. And then, like, when you come back, you're going to be surprised that, like, you know, it almost going to seem that nothing ever happened, like, dude, in the world of soccer, you know? So just make sure you keep working on it.
Man, I can't wait to get back. Today, U.S. Club Soccer said we might be able to start really thinking about it like May 18th.
Oh, so, man, thank God. That's awesome.
If that date comes together, or a week after that, or sometime in June, or, man, I just can't wait to get back at it and, you know, see our kids back in action. And
yeah, I definitely miss the kids. Definitely miss the kids.
Yeah, it's you know, it's been hard, but we're powering through here. We're you know, doing a good job. We're trying to be organized, you know, with tryouts coming up and some summer camps and some summer training and all that stuff that we always get into at Tormenta. I got one more question for you, Chuck. You know, you're such an amazing person. I love your passion with everything you do. I love your energy, your positive influence on the kids, and just creating that level, that positive relationship really, you know, makes you, and people really see it and love it. You know, the next year, next 3 years, next 5 years, we want you in that shirt forever. What are some of your goals, personal goals with, you know, what do you want? What do you want out of this journey as a coach? Like in the next year, the next 3 years, the next 5 years, tell me what you want.
Yeah. So, I definitely want to be the best that I can be. I feel like I'm very lucky because I've been fortunate enough to be surrounded with a lot of quality soccer people, being on and out of the field. Like I mean, like we're talking like Miguel, Jeremy, John. I mean, like Ben Frigley. So many people, amazing, like yourself. and definitely I want to keep getting better. I want to keep like, I mean, like, and it's funny because the more you know about something, like the more you learn, the more you're like, man, I just don't know anything. Like I learn more, you know. So definitely want to get my, by next year, definitely want to get my C license. That is definitely my goal regarding my license pathway. That will be the next one.
Awesome.
Definitely want to keep taking courses on my goalkeeping, because that is just like what I love doing. You know, like I grew up playing as a goalie, like I said, and then long term, my dream would certainly be to someday be able to go back to Costa Rica and help out the kids down there. You know, hopefully, I mean, who even knows? We could maybe have the Costa Rica Tormenta branch, you know, and like we could be bringing kids from Costa Rica, you know, like. But definitely,
let's get a connection with your city and go down and run some camps in the summer.
Yes, I mean, like I will definitely want to be, you know, involved with the youth and the soccer in Costa Rica. You know, like later on in life, I feel like I could really, you know, really help out those guys. There's a lot of people out there, just like in anywhere in the world, a lot of people that don't have to just be happy. Like, to me, like, kids being happy is a big deal. So I would love to go down there and just get soccer going for like the people that don't have as many resources and stuff like that. That would be awesome to do someday.
Well, I'm one of your biggest fans, man. I just want you to know that, and
Yeah, right.
I can't wait to see you in person. And you know, that Costa Rica thing sounds amazing. And I talked to Courtney Colley a lot with Sweet Feet, and she wants to get down and do Sweet Feet and all over the world.
I love it too, man. This is like that crack. That really Sweet Feet is it's definitely it's fun, man. Like it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's awesome, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
There's just like 25 kids running wild, but they're
under control somehow, right? And like you gotta be like, and then you gotta, oh man, so many things. I mean, like I love Sweet Feet. I love Sweet Feet. I love going to cross school, and like it's like literally like 30 of them just run around and it's like Sweet Feet, and like they always want their little stamp after the class.
Oh,
so yeah. Me and Misa and Jesus have a lot of fun out there.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you. Look forward to our next meeting in person when we can see each other. Keep staying strong. I know you're getting some training in with some kids now. I love your effort and enthusiasm in making that happen. I know you're sending emails out, and you and Miguel are working together, just creating more passionate families and kids for soccer and Tormenta. And we're gonna get through this. And you know, I really appreciate you, Chava.
Well, I really appreciate you, Brad, and like I really appreciate like the opportunity that like Tormenta has really given me, because like I mean like I see it as a career, you know, and like me just a regular Costa Rican guy that came from Costa Rica, and like now to be able to pretty much like have a living and like to love what you do, like I mean like you cannot put a price on that. Like you cannot put a price on like being able to go home every day and be like, you know what, man, today was a good day. So
every day, living the dream, man. Living the dream.
Yeah, definitely am.
Cool, man. Well, this will be all over social media. Make sure you share it.
Oh man,
tag everybody you talked about. We're gonna see if you can be the champion of social media again.
We'll see. I won the goalkeeping thing the other day, so and I didn't know what was going on. But then I was like, yeah.
I picked Chava to be the keeper.
I know.
Who the other one were.
So so I won that thing. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Cool, man. I will talk to you soon, Chava. I appreciate you.
Awesome, Brad.
Look forward to talking to you soon.
We'll do, man. And have a good one. Say hi to the kids and your wife, man. Have a good one.
For sure, man. See you.
All right.